Here's everything you need to know about the Anthropic leak summed up in 60 seconds. Pretend you're visiting New York City for the first time. It's the 90s. You don't have a cell phone. There's no Uber or anything like that. It's old school. And you're staying in Brooklyn. You got to get to Manhattan for meetings. Now, between you and me with a little bit of traffic, that's going to take about 30 minutes. But you don't know that. It's your first time in the city. So you hop in the taxi. This taxi driver seems nice enough. He's chatty. He takes you weaving through Brooklyn, weaving through different parts of New York City. You don't know where you are. Eventually, you arrive at your meeting. But it took you about 45 minutes. So if you knew that it was going to take 30 minutes, maybe they could say they're going around traffic. It's a little 15-minute detour. It's not too bad. But what that taxi driver has done has taken you on a bit of a circuitous, superfluous tour around New York City to rack up a little bit of extra time on the meter. Results in an extra $20 for him. Not too much. Over the course of a day, that's maybe a couple of $100 with all these fares. Over the course of a month, that adds up to a nice little payday for this cab driver for giving you a little extra detour than the locals who are going to get to bomb right there in about 30 minutes through the most direct route. This is exactly what Anthropic is doing at scale. We have proof from the source code that they are giving completely different instructions to the AI if you are an employee versus if you are somebody that is outside of the organization like you and me. We're going to get through all of that and explain exactly how they're doing it in this video. Yesterday, a little more than 500,000 lines of source code from Anthropic's tool Claude Code leaked out onto the internet due to an NPM packaging error. Within hours, thousands of engineers had mirrored the code, making it impossible for Anthropic to purge from the internet. I managed to grab a copy of the code. I went through it, and what I found are two entirely different versions of AI, one for the general public and one for folks working at Anthropic. This is a classic rules for thee and not for me division of capabilities for the tool. This is exactly the kind of bifurcation of status that I've been talking about on the channel, where the rich, powerful, and elite have access to better AI than the plebeians, the rest of us. We're going to get into it. I'm going to walk you through exactly what the main differences are and why you should be concerned about this. First, if you haven't already picked up an In God We Trust, In Others We Monitor patch, it is more relevant today with this Claude Code leak than ever before. Go pick one of those up on store.drjoshcsimmons.com. Now back to it. It wasn't a security researcher or some journalist that found this. It was an intern at a place called Solaire Labs that found that the source code was leaked for Claude Code. This individual was able to publish that source code publicly. Everybody else started grabbing it. Now there's thousands and thousands and thousands of copies. I have one sitting on my hard drive right now. Thousands of engineers have downloaded it and started going through it with a fine-tooth comb. So there's DMCA takedowns. Anthropic is in full damage control mode trying to clean it up, but it is impossible now because it's been copied so many times. The first clue that there was something suspicious in this code that I found was there is a check for a condition. And so there's a variable defined called user type. And if user type equals ant, which presumably means Anthropic, an Anthropic employee, that's what they call themselves, their AI gets a different instruction set than yours and mine. As you know, if you've been using AI, how you prompt it is everything. There's even research that proves that AI will respond to you at about the same IQ range that you are speaking to it in. So the prompt is everything. And by developing this separate prompt for Anthropic employees versus you and I, they get an entirely different AI, an entirely different AI experience. And once I delved into what that prompt actually is and how it's shaping the AI, it's clear what Anthropic is doing to you if you use the tool. They're treating you and I as an experiment group, as lab rats to basically see what works with the end goal of keeping you on the platform longer. This is something that I maintained on the channel as I've talked about AI tooling, is that you are in fact the product. Even though we're getting value out of these tools, they program all of them in such a way that you spend more time on the platform and you have to spend more time talking to the LLM, because every time you talk to the LLM, it uses up tokens, and to get a certain amount of tokens, you have to pay a certain amount of money. So their goal is to not dissuade you by giving you too much incorrect information, but to keep you on the hook just long enough that you have to upgrade that plan a little bit more every month as you become reliant on AI. And yes, it does what you want it to do, but it maybe takes a few wrong turns. And if they do that, think about the scaling mechanics of a taxi driver. If they do that all day, they make, maybe a few $100 extra, right? It's a good take. It's a great take for the month. If Anthropic does that with every single user across every single query, and they only add 2% or 5% of inefficiency where you have to burn more tokens, they're taking a profit on each of those tokens and they're cleaning up massively just by tweaking the levers a little bit. And so we got visibility for the first time into the levers that they're tweaking to do this. And it's quite dark. It's quite on the nose. It's damning for them. There's 3 instructions that employees get that people like you and I aren't getting. And so one of them is tell user when they have a misconception. That seems obvious, right? But they don't want to do that to a private user because if the LLM tells you you're wrong, you might feel bad and you might stop using it, even though it's the most efficient path. Another instruction here, never claim tests pass when output shows failure. I guess I've never had it do this to me, but it's concerning that that's not a built-in instruction for people like you and I. And finally, this is a biggie. You feel like this would just be built into all of the models in perpetuity forever. Verify work actually works before claiming done. Obviously, why is this not hard-coded into the model? Why is this an optional thing that only Anthropic employees have access to? Because they're the taxi driver that want to take you on a little detour before getting to your destination. All of this is happening at a company that claims safety is the center of their world. They testify before Congress about safety. They've positioned themselves as the safety-focused AI company, positioning themselves directly against OpenAI, implicitly calling them reckless and moving too fast. They are research-based. They have research organizations. They're led by a PhD. So this is all intentional branding to make you think that they are very, responsible and well considered about these things. But if you just look at the source code, like I've walked you through here just with the prompt alone, and there's plenty other bombshells in this source code. That was the biggest one I found, but there's plenty of dark things in here. But it's like, why are they giving us this separate experience that Anthropic employees aren't getting? So this is a safety-focused company. And as we look in the source code, we can see things that give you and I a different experience, that leave telemetry on so it phones back home even if you turn it off, and that it even hides itself while working on open source projects. So it allows a dishonest mode for Anthropic employees that people like you and I don't get. So what else are they hiding? I would go so far as to speculate that this even plugs into a different variant of Opus 4.6 or Sonnet 4.6 for Anthropic employees that has less safety and gating mechanisms. As we know, safety and gating mechanisms are partially altruistic, but they're also partially to gate people like you and I out of doing things with the model that the rich and the powerful are allowed to do with these models through refusal reasons. All of these references have line numbers in the code. You can go and point at them. If they have a line number in the code somewhere in Anthropic's GitHub, they have a pull request associated with them. That pull request was authored by a human, if not a human overseeing AI. And I want to know who committed these. Who sent these PRs? Did they report directly to Dario as a member of technical staff, as they're calling it now, instead of software engineer at Anthropic? Who pushed this code? Under whose direction? But I think we could safely say that it is so permeated through Claude Code, the surface of all of this, that we are being experimented on, that they're giving us a different experience and different AI than the rich and the powerful have access to, that this is all quite intentional and part of either overt strategy or an implicit vibe going on at Anthropic. Final call to action, if you know anyone at Anthropic that is willing to speak out on this, even if anonymized via chat or through an obfuscated video, I would love to have them on the channel. I want to learn more about this, and I think that the people deserve to know. Why are we being given a different AI experience than folks working at Anthropic? Let me know in the comments. What else do you think they're hiding from us in this?